give themselves an A for the progress made this legislative session. Others say they failed, and they are calling for change. Scott Mitchell has more in today's Your Vote Counts.
Well, I walked past a newsstand today and saw where Speaker Benj, lame duck Speaker Benj, gave this session a disorganized, whatever you want to call it, an A.
Oh, an A! You obviously got a good laugh.
Yeah, I got a heck of a good laugh. System's broken.
Well, you know, I fundamentally agree with that observation. The budget process is broken. I think the Speaker's rating of an A is obviously a bit exaggerated. If the scale is somewhere between an unmitigated disaster on the one hand and a perfect session on the other, this is probably somewhere in the middle, meaning a B or a C. We certainly faced some very difficult economic situation, led to the worst budget crisis that we've had in state history. But you know, the most troublesome part of this, guys, is that you have a handful of people who are negotiating what is now obviously about a $6.6 billion budget, and the rest of the folks, including some of the subcommittee chairmen, cut out. Yeah, there are holes left in the budget. It's possibly still going to implode.
Special session. The problem is not so much that there was a budget deficit. There was. It's the system that's no good.
Yeah, it's absolutely broken. You know, back when my friends on the right came in charge 6 years ago, we were told that things were going to be different. They haven't changed a whole lot. Okay, I mean, it's the heads of the, you know, whatever, three guys take care of it. Even rank and file members like myself are out of the picture. When you have subcommittee chairmen that are not involved, something is wrong. We had a chance this session, folks, to change state government under the leadership of both Democrats and Republicans, and we failed in that. This session was an unmitigated disaster. The people of Oklahoma are going to suffer. Veterans, seniors, teachers, go on and on and on. $5.2 billion in tax credits that we didn't really chop out. You're right, it's a disaster.
I don't go that far, but more people should have more input into the budget.
Yeah, D for dog.
F for failure.
And Senate rudderless, the leadership leaving, the people that want to be pro tem, especially Senator Bingman, nailed by the impact team a couple weeks ago, completely rudderless, out of control.
Well, look, it is out of control over there. You know, one of the things, Randy, I discovered, I got something passed in the waning minutes over there. I find a lack of focus over in the Senate, both Democrats and Republicans. But the Republicans are in charge. They are. It's rudderless. They don't know where they're going, and where it's going to end, I don't know. In South Oklahoma City, we have a situation. Senator Debbie Leftwich, a Democrat.
A fine senator.
Yeah, but a good senator. Her legacy with Keith Leftwich, a deceased husband several years ago. She's leaving. That's going to open up that seat. Which way it goes, I don't know. But the Senate is in flux this election cycle.
And our good friend, Representative Morissette, bowed out of the seat.
Well, we can talk about that in a minute.
I don't think they ever considered it really hard. My question is that open seat going to influence things pro tem?
Well, it certainly could. Listen, there has been a relatively big shakeup in the Senate. Your observation that it is leaderless is functionally correct, meaning Glenn Coffey is term limited. He's not coming back. There is going to be a race to succeed him. Two Republicans have announced potentially that they're leaving. Jim Reynolds running for Cleveland County Treasurer, and Jonathan Nichols running for a district judgeship down there, coupled with the departure, obviously, of Senator Leftwich. That leaves this coalition speaker business sort of in flux. It certainly has strengthened the Bingman coalition, weakened the Harry Coates coalition, but you correctly pointed out that Bingman's taken a bit of a political hit lately.
Guess what little woolly booger came crawling out, not over the weekend, it was early in the week. These cameras being set up to get uninsured motorists, supposed to raise $50 million, and my name is Elmer Fudd. 2 words, Oklahoma Lottery. How come that didn't go through the legislature?
Well, listen, this is Governor Henry's deal. This first surfaced as part of his executive budget proposal way back at the 1st of February. Obviously, he knew it was going to run into some political problems in the legislature, so he decided to do it by executive order. And listen, I've got to tell you, uninsured motorists in the state of Oklahoma is a problem. About 1 in every 3 or 4 motorists out there is uninsured. But the problem is that I'm not sure that the governor has statutory authority to do it. Number 2, there are problems with the revenue estimates. Number 3, they're generating money on the backs of public safety that's being diverted elsewhere. And number 4, no guarantee that your uninsured motorist rates are going to go down on top of the privacy concerns.
And number 5, the Tea Party people, independents, they're going to go nuts.
Well, they are. You know, this is interesting. This is about money, folks. The waning days of the session had to do with Mickey Mouse ways on how to try to raise revenue. This is also about special interests as well. Some vendor out there or vendors are going to try to get this contract. I was knocking doors the last couple of nights, Randy, for re-election to House District 98. whining too because I represent those people and are committed to those people. But this is a serious problem. People are uninsured. The Tea Party people are concerned about fundamental privacy rights, but then again, we have many people with uninsured insurance. So where it goes, I don't know, but it's not.
But your observation about it being a revenue-raising gimmick is correct. I mean, the governor is banking on $50 million. His initial projection was more than $100 million.
How about funding troopers instead of cameras? Yeah. Okay, let me come to you on this last one. Big meeting today in the White House between Arizona Governor Brewer and President Obama. This issue of sealing the borders is going to stay a big issue. It's going to be an election issue in Oklahoma?
Absolutely. It's been an issue here since the time Randy Terrell and I ran back in 2004. You know, this president said from early on that he wanted to be a bipartisan president. Well, he's certainly acting on that. He's bringing her in from Arizona. And by the way, you're going to love this, Scott. George W. Bush was the first one to send 6,000 troops down there. He rescinded that order back before he left office. This is a national issue, folks, that needs to be solved at the national issue. So I'm great that they're meeting. Maybe they can come to a meeting of the minds that will come up with a national solution.
What's the headline?
To seal our borders.
Yeah, what's the headline tomorrow?
Well, the headline tomorrow is that there's going to be no agreement, obviously, between Governor Brewer and Barack Obama. Barack Obama fundamentally believes in amnesty for illegal aliens. The folks like Governor Brewer, my friend Russell Pierce, who authored the new Arizona statute, believe in sealing the border, particularly in a post-9/11 era. Listen, kudos goes to those two people for passing Senate Bill 1070. It is a great piece of legislation. It is one that we should model here in Oklahoma. What you are seeing is federalism in action. States stepping up when the federal government either can't or won't. They have been woefully inadequate in protecting our nation's borders. It's about time somebody did something about it.
And if you don't like the way government is working, file for office.